There are live albums that exist simply to be souvenirs and live albums that feel like a confrontation. Time Fades Away is the second kind. It sounds like a tour turning on itself. The crowd wants the familiar songs they know from the radio. The band want a bigger cut and now there's serious money on the table. And what they both get instead is a songwriter pushing back against the role success is written for him, on stage and in real time. Hello, I'm Shane, and this is Take 55 Sound, the sister channel to Take 55, where I discuss cinema. Here I talk about records in my vinyl collection through the avenues of feeling, memory, theme, and symbolism. And it's my attempt to understand why certain albums have affected me in the way that they have. Time Fades Away is one of those albums that still feels less like a finished statement and more like an examination into an open wound. The overwhelming idea that binds this album together is value. Not in the collector's sense of a rare pressing, but the quieter question of what a life is worth and who gets to decide. These songs suggest that time doesn't heal, it just wears things down. People fall away, memories erode, and the dream of success starts to look like work performed for other people's benefit. From the opening title track, Neil sets the tone. It rolls in with a loose rhythm that should feel relaxed, and yet everything about it is frayed.
14 junkies.
He sings about 14 junkies in the first verse, and then when the verse returns at the end, there's only 13. One has dropped out of the picture, possibly from an overdose. It's a tiny change, easy to miss, but it sketches a body slipping out of the frame, and as the old adage says, the show must go on. The quieter piano songs deepen that feeling. Journey Through the Past is introduced as
a song without a home.
And this album consists entirely of new material. None of it has found a studio home yet. It's being born on stage in front of people who mostly came to hear his hit record Harvest. The playing is hesitant, bomb notes intact, the vocal hovering between private confession and public performance. Its central question, will I still be in your eyes and on your mind, stops from being a simple love line in that setting. It becomes the worry of someone who has turned into public property, unsure of how much of themselves will survive when the lights go up. Don't Be Denied is where that unease about value hardens into a story. In a few blunt verses, Neil moves from childhood through to humiliation and reluctant fame. His father walks out, so he moves to Winnipeg with his mother, where I myself grew up. And then he turns up at school where the way that he looks marks him out as a target. Then the reversal of being welcomed for the same qualities because of his musical talents have now turned him into something useful.
And I'm a pauper in a naked disguise, a millionaire through a businessman's eyes.
The title becomes an instruction. Don't let other people fix your worth in whatever way suits them. The bridge turns that tension into a simple image. It's a small, uncertain song built around a bridge that's falling and the lies that have kept it upright. A bridge is meant to connect and make passage safe. But here it feels precarious and compromised, like the makeshift arrangements that hold a career or a sense of self together. And then the epic Last Dance, easily one of my top 5 Neil Young songs, pulls everything into sharp focus. On the surface, it's a song about work, the kind of job that turns a week into a loop that you can't quite step out of. Early on, there's a promise that you can live your own life.
You can live your own life. Making it happen. Working on your own time. Laid back and laughing. Oh, no.
By the end, that promise has been buried by repetition. The music builds like a bolero, circling the same phrases with a little more pressure each time.
Monday morning, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to go to work.
comes out hard and bitter. The relentless chant of no, the echo of negative piling up until the song feels like someone hammering on the walls of their own routine from the inside. The roughness of Time Fades Away isn't a flaw, it's the method. Listening to it now, what strikes me most is the anger contained within these grooves. It keeps asking, how much of your life are you prepared to trade for a version of success that doesn't feel like it's yours? And in that sense, it feels like the first true statement of the Neil Young ideology that runs throughout his career. First thought, best thought. Put the real thing down and deal with the consequences later. At the time, it's too real even for Neil, and he buried the album for years. The pain of that tour has not fully vanished, but like the title says, some of it has faded away. Don't be denied. Don't let time fade you away on someone else's terms.